Hey, Mr. Davis, how you been?
I'm glad the heat wave is over, so I'm feeling good right now because the weather is, cool.
I'm telling you, man, like I never want to experience that again. The heat wave we just had. And this episode, that's one of the first things we're going to be talking about before we get into Fast and Furious 9, talk about Vin Diesel and family. And then we're going to talk about what happened in Haiti with the assassination. Patrick Vieira being the obligatory only black man on the touchline in the Premier League this season. And we're going to look at Richard Branson trying to one-up Jeff Bezos, just like we predicted in the last episode. And then we're going to end on the note of the kidnapped students, in Kaduna in Nigeria.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, this is Backyard Conversations. Let's get right into it. All right, Mr. Davies, I know it was crazy, crazy hot. I don't know who had it worse, if it was you or me, or just everybody just had an equal amount of like heat wave. How was it?
I don't know if we had it hotter or the devil in hell. One of the honestly, it was too hot.
I was freaked out when I found out that we broke like single day heat record for Nevada, which is literally a desert, and for Texas.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think the highest ever recorded temperatures was recorded somewhere in BC. I think, was it 46? But even here in Vancouver, it was like 40. It got up to 41, right? It was blistering.
It was crazy, crazy hot. And what happened was every single hotel here in Vancouver was booked up,
fully booked out,
and most people ended up in like IKEA and Walmart because those big box stores had air conditioning, and people were just not really buying anything, just chilling in the AC.
Yeah, I ended up, having to go to the lake because I just couldn't take it anymore. Everything was hot. The floor was hot. The door was hot. The bed was hot. The couch was hot. Like, literally anything you touch, hot.
Crazy hot.
End up going to the lake.
Which lake was that exactly?
I went to Sassmat Lake, so White Pine Beach.
Nice.
And bro, it was packed. Like, you need to see the lineup of cars. The parking was full. They had to close it down. There were like no more cars coming in. People were parked up the side of the road. They were towing cars away. It was just crazy because everyone wanted to cool down, right? Everyone wanted to just cool down. And given how cold our waters in BC are, like, because the glacier water, right? It's the perfect place on a really hot day.
Man, I'm just glad it's all over. And what I tried doing during this period was to try and get like a portable air conditioning, but I was just way too slow. And even now, they're still sold out like everywhere. It's so hard to get one. And I know this is not the end of it.
I've never felt that hot. I don't think I've ever felt that hot in my life.
Yeah.
And I've been to some pretty hot places.
I think that's the hottest I've ever been myself. You have like a portable fan, and it's just blowing hot air back at you.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, that heat.
In a weird way, I'm glad I experienced it, even though I never want to experience it again, right? Like, it's all over now.
Exactly.
So, hopefully, I can get an AC in the next year and a half, because I know this is going to happen again at least twice in the next 5 years. This global warming, I know this is not the end of it.
Yo, in the past half a decade, I've literally told myself every single year, I'm going to get an air conditioner. I never do. And this was the year that I regret that decision the most, because, and especially this year, I really it's been hot over years as well, where you've been hot, right? But this one was different.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, speaking of different, slowly and carefully, movie theaters have been reopening, and this is kind of been like a change for us because there's still a lot of theaters here in BC that haven't even opened just yet. But there was the release of The Quiet Place Part 2, and now the Fast and Furious 9, F9. Have you heard anything about it? Are you going to see it?
Do you know what? I'm not sure if I'm going to see that in cinema. Yeah, just because, the whole, what's it called? The whole special effects and all that is really crazy in that movie. So I'm not sure if I really enjoy those in the movies. I know that's the whole thing about Fast and Furious, where every stunt they do in the next movie gets crazier and crazier and crazier, right? But I'm not too sure if I'm into it, but apparently it's making bank at the box office, right?
Oh, it's doing pretty well in the box office. And what I just can't get over, I'm yet to see it myself. What I just can't get over are the memes that are coming out of this, and with Vin Diesel's character Dom always harping over family and family and family, and it's just a gift that keeps on giving. I will see it, but I don't know, just like you, if I'm going to go to the theater for it. It's something I'm looking forward to. And I think people should cool off by saying they should end the franchise already, because it's like it's a business, right? Think about the Harry Potter franchise. Think about Star Wars. I know it's probably not at the same caliber, the same level, but this guy's always trying to push the limit and always try and put this product, this film, out there for the audience, and it's always a thrill to watch.
Yeah, they're probably trying to get it to F10. Get a full 10, films out there before they actually say they're done.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Quick question though: are you sure? So they're making money at the box office right now. Is it because the movie is actually good? Do you think it's because the movie is good, or is it because people haven't been to the movies in a while? So they're like, you know what, it's time to get out there, and that's one of the top movies that's out there right now. So like, okay, we'll just watch it.
I think it's a bit of both, because even the feedback I've been seeing from critics, not like I always entirely believe what critics say until I watch the film for myself. But a lot of the reviews I've been seeing, the feedback has been mostly positive. And it's a kind of film that you actually really do want to see in the theater, because there's like fast cars, like people using magnets and pulling cars all over the place. So it's a joy to watch on the big screen. So I think it's both factors that are coming to play here. It's a fun film that you can watch on a big screen, and the fact that people are starting to get more confidence after their first and second shots to actually go to the movie theaters with their popcorn, spaced out, and enjoy a movie. So it's actually a good time right now to release a movie. Yeah,
makes sense. They need to drop some good ones though, like ones I'm into,
Yeah, I think Black Widow is either this Friday or the next.
Yeah, that's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I will actually go see that one.
Yeah, that's the next big thing coming out in the theaters. And finally, we're going to get Bond. I feel like they postponed it since last Christmas. Because of COVID, they kept postponing this film. Now, that's one franchise that's never going to stop, because I think they're like on 26 or 23 movies now.
Because the thing about that franchise is like they keep reprising, right? It's not the same actor.
It's not the same
Like they're going to change
yes.
the actor every now and then. There's so many different sort of storylines they can put to it, right? They can keep changing it.
Right.
They can rebrand it. They can start over. They can show you his younger days. They can do his older days. There's so much to do as opposed to like Fast Furious, unless they change the cast entirely.
Yeah.
Which is not really what the brand is about, right? It's about, Dominic Toretto, and that's what the
family,
and family. Yeah, well, Bond is just one guy that can keep switching around over and over again with different reincarnations, right?
So now that you talk about Bond in that kind of positive light, would you say the same thing about the Kingsman?
Not necessarily. No, Kingsman is more of a newer vibe.
Yeah,
right?
But do you see them going a dozen plus movies if they were able to switch out the main characters and try to keep it the same theme?
They can possibly try to switch it out, but I find it too comedic, so it's not serious enough. So it's like Men in Black, for example. Men in Black, you can re-franchise it every now and then, but it can't be as consistent. Like Bond movies, you can probably release one every year, right, with that same actor for the next 5 or however years it's going to be Bond for, and then switch it up again. Yeah. Well, I feel like you can't really do Kingsman every year.
Interesting.
Even if you're changing the cast, right?
I kind of like Kingsman though. I think it was a breath of fresh air, I should say, when it came out. I think it was pretty good. Yeah,
I enjoyed the first one. Not so sure if I enjoyed the second one though. Yeah. But the first one I definitely liked.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. And this third one is I guess it's coming out to try to rekindle our faith in the franchise. And let's see how that goes.
Yeah, hopefully it goes better than Men in Black.
Hopefully. And on to what happened on the political scene. This was a shocking news out of nowhere about the assassination of the Haitian president. You heard it, and I'm sure you were weirded out by it. Like, what the heck? People are still getting assassinated in 2021?
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, people still get assassinated. But, I mean, if you know the person who's done assassination, can I get the number real quick? I've got some enough said, I'm not saying anymore.
All right, that's just dark. That's just dark. But it's really crazy. I was trying to read up on it, and I guess if you go down the rabbit hole of reading up on Haiti and the political structure and what is actually happening in the country, it can ruin your day. They're the poorest country allegedly on the entire Western Hemisphere, and they are yet to recover, and they're always so prone to natural disasters, which they're still always yet to recover from, especially the hurricane from like a decade ago. I'm sorry, the earthquake, I should say, from 2010. And then they're always prone to like hurricanes and whatnot. And it's like, man, the Haitians are going through so much. and there's always been a lot of back and forth about the leadership of I think it's Jovenel Moise. That's his name, the former president who was just assassinated, and it's just sad news, man, coming out from Haiti, thinking about how people on ground would take it.
We got to think who stands to gain the most from his assassination. But anyways, about conspiracy theories, let's move.
Yeah.
For what I'm saying is that Haiti is it's unfortunate because like I feel like there's a lot of potential there. They could be like the Dominican Republic, but I guess they're sort of like the poorer Dominican Republic or the blacker one, I should say. And there's so many facets as to how they've come to be where they are, right? It needs a lot of studying as to what's really going on, right? Like a country that should be, aside the earthquake and what's happened, it should be a very beautiful place to be, right?
Yeah, it really should be. It's so unfortunate that they have to experience what they're going through, and even now compounded with the assassination, because this is going to spiral into some kind of unrest going forward for a while. And our hearts are with the people and everybody out there in Haiti.
Yeah, same out here, man.
Yeah, on lighter news, Patrick Vieira is going to be on the touchline of the Premier League team.
Another Frenchman. I guess Haitians are technically they're French speaking, so
right.
Francophone. That's what.
Francophone, yeah. So I heard this and it kind of got me really excited because even though I don't know if he has like the best track record as a coach, I know he was in New York for a little bit in the MLS. But now having him be Premier League manager of Crystal Palace, which has a lot of bright young players, I'm excited to see what that looks like next season.
Yeah, whatever it is, he's a legend, right? He's done his stint in France and co. So I do want him to succeed.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see where I can get Crystal Palace to, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fun for him playing against Arsenal next season. That's where he pretty much made his name. Even though he played for he played for Inter, I think, as well in Italy.
Yeah.
But Arsenal.
Curious to see what the crowd and the fans are gonna be like when that eventually happens.
Oh, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Especially with when you have players like Zaha and Ibericheze always just tormenting defenses. On a manager like him, it should be exciting to watch. I'm curious to see what they do with that team next season.
Yeah.
Chris Hutton, when he was at Norwich, used to be the only black manager in the Premier League at the time, even though right now he's in, I think, the second division. So it's going to be really interesting seeing Patrick Vieira being the sole, black person on the touchline. It's going to be a breath of fresh air. It's going to be something different.
Yeah. Good luck, Patrick Vieira.
Good luck, Patrick Vieira.
Merci.
So last time out, we talked about how Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson are, in this billionaire space race where they're just like basically showing off.
Just bored, too much money.
Yeah, when you're bored and you have too much money, it's like go do some regular oppressing. Why do you have to go to space? So now we literally talked about how Jeff Bezos is gonna one up Elon Musk essentially by going to space before him. And the only thing that Richard Branson can do is to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and that's exactly what he did. Now he says he's going to space when July 11th, which is in a few days. So how do you see that?
This is a billionaire games. They keep playing, right? Like who's gonna go space first? It's what they do when they get their yachts as well. I'm gonna be the bigger yacht. I'll get a bigger yacht. I'll get a bigger yacht. That's what they do. But I hope not rushing things and making sure like everything's proper, safe and set for them, because go to space and then die, that's not good news, right?
Oh yeah, this is everybody's gonna be watching this. This is one of those things where it's like, wait, what? We are flying to space so quickly? What's happening? So let's hope it's not like a stunt that goes wrong, and it's actually gonna be a win for the space race and space travel and space tourism in general.
Yeah,
because this feels like a stunt just with how quickly the news came out of nowhere.
Well, however the stunt is going, I hope Richard Branson gets there first, and I hope that boosts Virgin Galactic stocks, because man's got some money invested in that still. So we need to start making some good profit.
I see what you're saying. So basically, you're just hoping he goes and has a successful flight just for your own personal gains.
Exactly. They're doing it for their personal gain, so.
Fair enough. That's going to be right before he turns 71. So It's gonna have a space birthday to celebrate.
Nice one. Space birthday. But the stocks better also go to space. They better just
to the moon.
they better just keep projecting, because they've already lost some value this year, yeah.
And the last thing we're going to talk about today is the repetitive, unfortunate, kidnapping of school students, especially in the northern parts of Nigeria, which is just indescribable. It really doesn't make sense on paper that you have people kidnapping over 100 people and keep getting away with it. I heard this news and I was just so upset.
Yeah, just the state of insecurity that's going on, especially in the northern part of the country, northeastern part of the country to be precise. And it's just, people are just, even people, apart from like, I guess the parents of those kids, said people don't even care that much anymore because it's become so much common news, It's like something that keeps happening. And it's like, okay, that's part of life now, I guess. That's what people are accepting it as.
There was really no outrage on this like usually like I would see normally on social media, because I feel like people are desensitized at this point. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's 150 kids this week. Oh, okay, that's not as bad as 225 or something.
Exactly, and it's not as bad as the girls when it was just the girls that were kidnapped, for example, right? So now it's like, okay, at least these boys, like you start to sort of like try and make sense of it or diminish it or whatever, right? Because the state is just so bad. Like, the state of insecurity is so bad.
Right. And for people who, like, don't even care and just think this is, like, normal, it's unfortunate because you might think it doesn't affect you, but ultimately, one way or another, we're all affected by this. These are, like, children from a Baptist high school just abducted, early in the morning or whatever, and you have parents crying and you have wards, like, just confused. And everybody's affected by this one way or another, either directly or indirectly. And as always, what can we do besides appealing to the authorities and like the government to help, like, narrow the focus on these things? It's not like it's not uncommon. I feel like if they wanted to take this thing really seriously, they could go in and help protect all these small communities that cannot easily protect themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just so sad because, like, even during the process of the kids being kidnapped or whatever, like, what's going on? Who's calling any authorities, like, to be able to track? Like, how did they take all those kids and drive, wherever, how many miles that they have to? Hundreds of miles. No one's in pursuit, like, no one's been alerted until they're all gone and like, okay, there's 180 kids missing, like, you know what I mean?
It's really sad. The average Nigerian by themselves is a local government, because you provide your own food, water, electricity, and security. And it doesn't always have to be like this, because in a democracy, we elect leaders who we expect to be capable to protect us and give us roads and water, security, and power. But this is what it's always come to, where everybody's just left alone and isolated.
Yeah, I don't really know what the point of government is in Nigeria anymore. Why they're there?
It's unfortunate. Anyway, we're gonna wrap on that thought right there. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and this is Backyard Conversations.
Backyard Conversations, signing out.